So, hi everyone. Am I audible? Okay. Just a second. सर वो एको कर रहा है, आप उसे मिनिमाइज कर दोगे क्या? सर वो एको कर रहा है, आप उसे मिनिमाइज कर दोगे क्या? हाँ, अभी कर देना सर. Okay. So, hi everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. So, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone. Myself is Sanskar. So today we have something bit different because last 2 days was bit about workshop and product management, and today we have Cypher Talk kind of a thing. So yeah, so today we invited a guest. His name is Loka. So just a second, guys. I guess there is a glitch. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Am I audible? Guys, Kunal, Piyush, Divya. Okay. Thank you. So, today we have very bit different kind of a topic or a concept, or we can say it's a cipher talk kind of a thing. So, today's topic is all about how to build a startup or what it takes to build a startup. Okay. So, yeah, just a second. I guess there is a glitch. 1 second. Sir, अनुराग सर, एक्सेस दे देना. अभी लोकअप ज्वाइन करेगा, उसे एक्सेस दे देना प्रेजेंटर का, क्योंकि मेन अकाउंट आपके पास है. ठीक है. आई डोंट नो, देखता हूँ. ओके. हाय लोकअप. am I audible?
Hey, so sorry, my Wi-Fi suddenly went out. I had to scramble, and then I dropped. Yeah,
Okay,
but I'm
no
here.
issues, no issues, no issues. So hi, how are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. So, most welcome, Lokam. As we all know, today's our agenda is all about how to build a startup journey. As you are the founder of Langify, right? So, like, as I know what exactly Langify is, but I would like to know from you, like, what exactly Langify and how things involved.
Uh,
Am I audible properly?
yeah, you're audible properly. So, yeah, you just want to do a Q&A of this sort. Okay, that works.
It's like,
Uh,
yeah.
right. So, before maybe I tell you about Langfile, would just like to introduce myself and go into where the idea of Langfile comes out of.
Right.
Because if all of you guys are you want to become entrepreneurs, your story is really important. Your passion is really important. The reason why is really important.
Right.
Now, I come from a really small town of Batul. I studied in MP board there, then shifted. to Bhopal for my JEE coaching and CBSE. That was really tough translation for me.
Right.
Then went to IIT Bombay, graduated from there in 2016, and since then I have been running startups. Now, yeah, nice joke, Kunal, you're from Chinoda. So when I was in Betul, I had a lot of trouble in understanding what was taught in schools.
Right.
So even I'm sure students today we have access to great content from YouTube or Khan Academy, right? Or even from Cypher School. Your website has amazing content recorded by Anurag and all of your great team, of course. Uh, but you need a teacher in your life who personally cares for you, or cheers for you, who walks through you with that learning journey, right? Someone who can tell, "Ki, Zanskar, what did you learn in school today? Or if you watched a 30-minute video, what did you understand from it? Have a conversation about it. And make sure to reinforce your learning with conversation. And if you notice, this is what your parents also do, guys, right?
Right.
Your your parents would have asked you क्या क्या सीखा स्कूल में बताओ हमको. Even though they might not know that topic, they would still try to ask. This is nothing but reinforcement of learning, right? That what did you learn? I learned Newton's law of motion today in class. Oh, can you tell me what Newton's law of motion is? Now this ensures, guys, that you are able to have a conversation about whatever you learn. Let's say on Tuesday.
Right.
So that ensures retention. So this became the cornerstone of why I was able to go into IIT Bombay, because I got lucky that I had a good teacher who sat with me and gave me enough attention that I was able to retain and improve my concepts on a daily basis.
Right.
But this access to a great teacher is not available with everyone, right? They have access to great content from YouTube, Khan Academy, and from CipherSchool, but not a teacher. And since we cannot provide them a human teacher, we chose to create an AI in the image of that great teacher in a form of an AI. An AI that will have a verbal conversation about any concept, be it programming, sales, business development, right, anything, and help students learn and practice about it. And a lot of organizations even use it for mock interviews, because that is what mock interview is, right? Conversation about topics. Yes.
Right.
When you put specific context, let's say you guys are preparing for internship at Paytm or Google SD level 1, there would be 2 to 300 questions you want to prepare for, right? If we take a look at from the exam point of view, the interview type of point of view, so you can have those conversations, 200 questions conversation with the Languify AI, where it gives you feedback for your concepts as well as your spoken English skills and your articulation. Right? This is what you need as a student, as an applicant preparing for any role. So this is what our product does.
Okay. Great. So, I'll do one formal introduction because there's some glitches, all those things happen. Yeah, hi everyone. So today we have a guest, Loka. So he's a founder of Languify. So today's agenda is all about we are going to discuss how to build a startup from scratch, or what it takes to build a startup. Okay. So like look up moving forward with the session. So it's like कि थोड़ा सा breakdown करते हैं, ठीक है? Breakdown in terms of the school days, college days, and then we'll pick the Q&As and all, and basic needs while building a startup. ये सारी चीजें. So I just want to ask just one quick question, Luca. The thing is, just one learning, yeah, it could be any learning in your school days, which you do right now, which you implement nowadays, types. One learning from your school days. And how's your school day, by the way?
Most of our listeners from schools or from colleges?
Colleges.
Right. So, then I'll try to tell you something I learned from my college, I guess. Well, in school, I didn't know anything, man.
Okay.
I think most of us have no clue in what to do in school. Right. We just go with the herd.
Right.
So if you are in colleges, guys, if I have to just give you one advice, that would be compound. Right. And this is going to be a really cliche, but compounding interest के बारे में सभी को पता ही है, I'm sure. right? That can be translated easily into your daily habits as well. Anything that you do, if it is compoundable, you increase and become better with time. For example, let's say you want to become a great speaker at the end of the day, right? In future, if you start speaking every day for 30 minutes, it's a bit Langify here, right, where you get feedback as well. Bit by bit, you become a great speaker, or you want a great, you want a great body, you want to be fit, right? Muscular. So you start hitting gym. Bit by bit, you get better. If you want to remain calm, you want, then you meditate, right? So every good thing in life will come with a sacrifice. It will come with a price. It will come with patience, and it requires a lot of consistency. And quality performance, even when you are not getting any results. You're not going to get any result for, let's say, first 2 or 3 months, while you meditate or even exercise. Afterwards it will start showing that, hey, I've become a great speaker. I come from a Hindi belt, but now I have more or less decent communication skills because of the fact that I force myself to speak every day, no matter what. Right, and I do a lot of these talks, so it builds my confidence more and more and more and more. So anything you do, try to convert it into a compounding method. So let me take a really bad habit, right? Which is scrolling on Instagram. I would
Do a lot.
Yes. So I would say everyone here would agree that Instagram addiction everyone has, right? There where you just scroll. And once you start scrolling, 1 hour is gone, you will not even notice 1 hour is gone.
Right.
And it leads to zero improvement in you, right? All it leads to is more anxiety, maybe, by seeing, oh my god, Anurag is doing so good, and I'm not doing good at life. Right? So, Anurag is the founder of CipherSchools, if you don't know. So, I'm just poking fun at him, and he's a good friend. My point is that, convert this habit into a healthy habit, right? Replace one addiction with another addiction. You cannot destroy addiction, you cannot stop an addiction, but you can replace it, right? So, and this is a clear science, right? If people are habitual smokers, they replace it with something else, maybe eating a gum or eating a nicotine tab or something like that. So replace the addiction. So what I have done is, I have subscribed to really good content and shorts on YouTube, where I learn from specifically from product management perspective or business planning, whatever things I want to learn in life. I only subscribe to those, and then I just rotate their shorts. So I am fueling my addiction, right, of scrolling, doom scrolling, but I am consuming content which is making me better, because all that content is extremely good.
All of a sudden, the entire light kicking. Okay,
Yeah. So, that is what I'm trying to push. That, anything you do in life, guys, it can be translated into a compounding skill. All you have to do is think about it, identify it, and then try to start compound.
Hmm. Right. Got it. So, do you want to add anything? It's like anything else you want to add?
No, so I think Nivya is saying I never use Insta, just having ID only. See, even if you have ID, I'm sure you would open it, you will look at what your friends are doing, and that only leads to comparison, and comparison is the death of happiness. The moment I look at Anurag and see, oh, Anurag is doing this, so then I'm going to be sad. So you should never do that. Just live your life, be happy, and try to figure out some.
Lot of time happened with me also. Sometimes people are sharing stuff, and I was like, कि wow, वो क्या कर रहे हैं? Influenced, the term होता है ना, influenced by the people. तो मेरे साथ बहुत बार होता है. Even I was trying कि चलो I'll stop using Insta, थोड़ा कम करते हैं, start focusing on different thing, but end of the day वो चला ही जाता है वहाँ पे. तो addiction जो हो गया था ना,
so you have to replace that addiction, Samskar. So maybe first of all, if I may intrude here, पहले तो install कर दे भाई Instagram. Maybe install something like I like Reddit a lot.
Okay.
Where you can control the data you are going to see. You cannot control anything you see on Instagram because they will still feed you random shit.
Right.
You can control data which are you going to consume. All of you made a conscious choice to be in this call to listen to me and Zanskar talk about this, right?
Right.
Nobody else is pushing any irrelevant content. So why do you allow Instagram to show you random things?
Right.
Think about it. So take control, guys. Maybe make a YouTube account, fresh account, and only subscribe to great people who actually motivate you, where they actually teach you something, right? In that 1 minute short format, and replace this addiction with that. And after some time, you will not even want to look and open Instagram or do maybe even consuming that educational content will weave off you that addiction.
Right.
So that will not generate dopamine hits, right? So replace your addictions. And if you want to challenge me, put any bad habits you have in the comment box, and I will try to convert it into a compounding skill.
Guys, do we have any
Anything
bad habits in the
like
comment,
open
guys?
challenge. I have done this with like thousands of students in like 20 plus talks till now. I have never encountered any habit that I cannot convert into compound.
Procrastination. So we have one
Yes.
thing.
It's very nice. Yeah. See, I am also a huge procrastinator. I think most of us are procrastinators from see the specific person. Over here, you need to understand why you're procrastinating on something. Let's say if I have right now I have at least 100 things on my to-do list, which I am also procrastinating about कि यार क्यों करना है इसको, कैसे करना है इसको, right? So then I use Eleno framework. Definitely watch Lenny podcast. I'm just putting it in the comment box as well. Definitely watch this podcast. Eleno framework. It is a decision matrix framework. Right? It talks about how you should take decisions in your life. So let's say if I have 100 things to do and I'm procrastinating about it, there's some thumb rules to crack out of this pet basically. So any task which takes you less than 2 minutes to do it, you do it immediately. No matter how boring the task, no matter how simple the task, right? If it will take me less than 2 minutes to tell Zanskar something, so I will quickly send him a message or send him an audio note. But if I need to do something, I need to create an Excel and then come back to him, which will take 1 hour. So yeah, I might procrastinate on that, right? Convert the tasks into small bites. So if my end goal, let's say, is to send Zanskar an email with some Excel sheets, some calculations, so I'll try to break it down into small milestones, small attainable tasks. You don't climb the Mount Everest in a single go. You take one step at a time, right? And count it as a win in your mind. That gives you a dopamine hit and then converts into taking those steps. And once you start doing it, guys, then you get into the flow. If you can do any task continuously for at least 5 to 10 minutes, then that procrastination effect will wear off. And you will get into that trance of ठीक है चलो इसको खत्म कर देते हैं अभी चालू कर ही दिया है.
तो या जो स्टार्ट किया चलो उसे खत्म करते हैं. Great. Very great. If you don't mind, should I add one of my bad habit if you can help me with that part? So I was like, sometime if I'm doing some creative work, so it's like I'm into कि वो 100% होना चाहिए. मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है. Until and unless that 100% पूरा नहीं होता, I stuck with that part. So that's
this is like a really typical answer in what are your weaknesses, जिसमें इसको strength की तरह बताते हैं कि oh I am so right. So I'm just kidding, man. I understand, but it's not an addiction, right? It's not. It is more perfectionism. See, I'm not like that at all. First of all, let me say that I do not know how you feel because I'm not like that. I'm opposite. My thought process is anything worth doing is worth doing it maybe 50%. So if I have to send you an Excel sheet, rather than not sending you an Excel sheet, if I send you 50% completed work, it's still good enough. Do you get my point? Because if you have hundreds of things to do, and this is not true, guys, in terms of your homework or grades, because then you're like, yeah, लोग अपने बोला है 50% करने के लिए do 50% only, it will not get you far. What I mean is when you have 100 things to do and you cannot deliver extreme amount of quality for all of those things, first of all, prioritize. Use that LNO framework. Prioritize, and whatever are. Let me maybe tell you about LNO framework. Zankar, I think it will help as well.
You can share the screen as well if you want.
No, I don't have any content for it. Just use my words. Simple funda is LNO says leverage. L is for leverage. O is for optimization. LNO framework says that any task you do can be bucketed into a couple of categories, right? Either it could be urgent task, it could be important task, right? It could be high impact task, or it could be a low impact task. Now, इसको अगर मैं x y axis की तरह मैं लगा दूं,
right,
then I can put tasks into these options and play with the permutations of high impact, low impact, urgent, important, right? Urgent मतलब कम जल्दी सबमिट करना. For example, Zanskar called me saying कि लोग को 1 घंटे में अपना सेशन है. That is a urgent plus important plus high impact call for me. But यही सेम चीज मुझे जब अनुराग ने 4-5 दिन पहले बताई थी तो I did not take it seriously because it was not urgent, it was not important, it was high impact, right? But at that time, since it was not urgent and important, I did not prioritize it, right? Do you understand? Because I have 100 things to do, guys. How do I prioritize what tasks I have to tackle? Correct? So when Zanskar called me 5 p.m. today just to have a catch up, I treated it urgently. I immediately picked up because I know from 6 I have to do this.
Right.
So I have to prioritize this. It suddenly jumped from not urgent to urgent and not important to important because I have to make sure I do it.
Right.
So first step is 100 things in the to-do list. Convert your tasks into this. One more framework that I personally do here is low impact and high impact, which might not be relevant for you or might be. Since I'm an executive, I have around 14 team members working with me. And my job is to delegate tasks, right? That if I am doing something, I get something, I will delegate it to, let's say, Zanskar, ki Zanskar tu ye kar. This is my expectation. So my job is in that sense delegation. How do you decide which task I delegate? So I think in my mind, which is high impact task. If it is, it will get me or Languify, my startup, 10x ROI, I will do it myself. If it will get me 2 to 3x ROI, I will give it to my best person. Ki Zanskar tu kar. If it will give me less than 1x ROI, I will give it to maybe an intern who is learning, who can make mistake, but it will still not hurt Languify or me, and it will still allow them to learn something. Right? So this is how I internalize my process and deploy it, learn it. Now, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 100 टास्क थे उसको हमने एलिनो फ्रेमवर्क से डिवाइड कर लिया फिर प्रायोरिटाइजेशन से भी कर दिया उसके बाद जो भी बचता है देन आई इंप्लीमेंट ऑल दीस प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन हैबिट्स कि ये एकदम अर्जेंट है तो आई हैव टू डेफिनेटली डू इट देन आई यूज ऑल दिस माइंड हैक्स
Got it. Very truthful, Luca. So we have one question, I guess, like you have seen, I have tried it for 2 months. It worked well, but after a time, I stopped doing it. So how can I bring the consistency back? I guess. I hope I'm right, Abdul. So, Luca.
Right. So I think Abdul, this happens with the best of us, right? Don't beat yourself about it. Be happy about your accomplishment that you were able to sustain something for 60 days. I'll give you a hack for this as well. Anything that is physical affects our mind. Right? Anything which is virtual, it does not allow us to get emotionally connected to it. Right? That includes this webinar as well. I cannot see any of you, right? I'm all able to see is Zanskar, and if he's not getting bored but what I'm saying, if whatever my jokes, whatever pitches I'm trying to put, are they working or not, right? I cannot at any of you. So it is not giving me any feedback. So I'm only getting emotionally connected with Zanskar, not all of you. That's the harsh truth. But as soon as if you convert this into a physical classroom, let's say all right now 29 of us here. If let's say 30 of us here were here in a classroom, I would be able to see each of you, right? I would be able to interact with each of you. That will lead to better conversations, better energy, better results. That is true with anything in your life. When you're making notes, pen and paper is the way to go. Of course, these are my thoughts. Everyone has their own trip. So, the best way to keep up consistency is buy a calendar, a giant calendar, mark giant cross, right? Let's say if I take if I aim that I have to go for a jog every day, right? So I will put really big cross every day. I do it because that is in a way a trophy for myself. That yes, I accomplished this task. I'm going to put a cross, and that physically rewards me. I'm doing something physically that motivates me, and and so let's say someday I miss it, but still next day I can immediately go back to it, put a cross on it. करेक्ट कि आज मैं दौड़ा और आज मैं डबल दौड़ा तो मैं पिछले दिन का भी एक और क्रॉस मार देता हूं तो इट स्टिल लुक्स राइट so maybe try something like this and it might help you.
Okay, तो hope अब्दुल ये क्लियर हो गया होगा. So like लोगों let's do something based on startup वाली बातें, ठीक है. It's like कि as you are more into that AI वाली part, right, artificial intelligence. So how well do you think कि like जो अभी current market है, जो India is ready to adapt AI वाली चीजें, like GPT इतना जल्दी आया, evolve हुआ, and all of the sudden everyone is using GPT, right?
Right.
So how is market is capable of accepting the AI? What do you think about that?
Yeah, this is again going to be a really big cliche. Yes, future AI is going to be in every part of our journey, whatever we do, guys. Right. So at the end of the day, it's better to be part of a uptrend. And in fact, we have received amazing opportunity. Our generation. Think of it in this sense. Then when internet was first introduced into the main ecosystem, 2000s की बात है. Most of you might not even born then, but 2000s 1990s की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ जब just internet चालू हुआ था. तो anyone who rode that wave has made a lot of money, right? Microsoft, IBM, right. These are old players, guys, right? They have been operational since 1990s. उससे भी पहले से, because they took part in that uptrend. Now, since internet has more or less saturated, suddenly AI has given us a unique chance to become part of that trend. Right? In that same analogy, crypto is something I personally believe in a lot as well. That crypto will enable us to do that. Right? Not sharing any coins here, guys, but I'm talking about the concept of the crypto. It is valid, right? It is futuristic, no doubt about it. Maybe 20, 30 years down the line, but crypto is the way to go.
Right.
Now, learning any generative AI as college student right now, or even as a founder of a startup, being 30-year-old, right? It has helped us to get and compete in the parallel with the likes of giants.
Right.
We are serving upgrade, let's say, which is about it is already a unicorn if I remember correctly, right? How can like a small startup sitting in Bhopal, right, serve clients in Sweden and Africa and India? How can we do that, right? But AI has, as a technology, it has given us the tools to create something of value and serve these giants. So, so this is a really golden opportunity for all of you to learn and go into this field, create projects, create live proof of works, something that actually works, something that actually people use. So your learning is holistic, right?
Right.
From customer perspective as well as from coding, of course, from business perspective. So you can identify the uptrends and ride that wave. Because as I said, AI is the future, so jobs for AI are not going to for the next
Right.
2 to 3.
Right, Loka. Got it. So the thing is, I have a question, Loka, here is that we are coming up with a hackathon, okay? So we will get a good amount of projects and all those things. So there's a lot of time while in this. If I am a student, right? If I'm working on a project. Sometime I maybe feel like, कि चलो, I have a good project. Now let's make it as a product. Startup करते हैं. ठीक है. बहुत बार होता है. ठीक है. Even I
हाँ
also in my college day I was in a hack मतलब attending a hackathon. मैंने कुछ project बनाया. So I was like कि चलो let's do one thing, convert them in a product, startup launch करते हैं, I'll do it. तो बहुत बेसिक से स्टार्ट करते हैं. हाउ टू बिल्ड अ स्टार्टअप. इफ आई एम रेडी विथ माय प्रोजेक्ट, लेट्स से मैं फाइनल ईयर स्टूडेंट हूँ, आई एम डन विथ प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड ऑल, या फिर आई अटेंडेड अ हैकाथॉन, कुछ अच्छा आइडिया आया, आई प्रपोज्ड अ सॉल्यूशन, प्रोडक्ट बनाया, व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट?
All right. So, first of all, let me not trivialize starting startup. It is.
Right.
Let me put some disclaimers at the start of it. Starting up is extremely tough, guys. I'm not trying to gatekeep it, right, or trying to boast myself or entrepreneurs. I'm just trying to make sure you know what you're getting into, right? Startups are extremely tough, brutal on your physical health, mental, financial, everything is uncertain. So make sure first step is make sure you're ready for it. Then look for it, then do the projects and all those things. Now let's come to the second step. That okay, uh, you have a great idea. Now one of the person asks question, how do I look for a great idea as well? And give permission.
One question is how come?
Take care. One question is about pivot as well. I'll include it in my answer.
Yeah.
So let's say you are mentally, physically, financially ready. You okay, I want to give my 2 to 3 years. That is the minimum for any startup idea to work and to mature. Uh, the next step you take is you validate it. Right. Make a POC. You make POCs, proof of concept. You make a thesis. You do validation with customers who actually pay you. Do not get into the false narrative of I will build a product and the users will come. The users have to pay you first. Any feature we build, we first sell it to 10 customers. We even try to take their money and then we build it and deploy it. Right. To ensure that our product market problem fit is 100% correct. Otherwise, it becomes just another curiosity. Then you are just curious tinkerers. If you keep on making projects and keep trying to launch it without doing validation, without going through the process, then you're just tinkering around. And you're an innovator. That is also that's okay. But then validation, not a business. Startup is at the end of the day running business, running धंधा, पैसा आना चाहिए, पैसा बनना चाहिए, right? It is not product, it is not solution. That is really trivial, guys. और ये अर्ली स्टेज में जब मैं आपकी एज का था तब भी मैं मेरी सोच भी ऐसी थी कि लेट्स बिल्ड समथिंग फर्स्ट. बट नाउ आई हैव लर्नड आफ्टर 3 startups, 8 years of entrepreneurship that no, you first start with distribution. पहले आप आइडिया आइडेंटिफाई करो, प्रॉब्लम फिगर आउट करो, उसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फिगर आउट करो कि कैसे बेचोगे, कैसे कमाओगे. If that is sorted, then only you can then only you should go and build something at extreme amount of depth. This would be my feedback and how to go about this process.
Okay. So yeah, and there is one question, I guess, how to find the best idea for startup. Again, you mentioned the validation and come up with.
No, that is the validation side. How do you find it? Often, normally your life journey, right? Idea of Amplify came from my life journey.
Okay.
That I personally faced issue क्योंकि मैं हिंदी बोलता था, मुझे इंग्लिश नहीं आती थी, तो मुझे बहुत दिक्कत हुई थी आईआईटी में भी. मुझे इन्वेस्टर नहीं मिल रहे थे पहले स्टार्टअप के लिए मेरे, क्योंकि मुझे इंग्लिश बोलते नहीं आता था. कस्टमर्स नहीं आते थे. धीरे धीरे बोल के प्रैक्टिस कर करके गलतियां कर करके नाउ आई हैव बिकम प्रोफिशिएंट. So ideas will come to you especially for B2C products, it will come to you with your own life journey, your experiences, right? For B2B ideas, most of the ideas come from you being in an industry. Let's say Zanskar is in B2B tech industry now for a while, so I'm sure he would have a list, at least 10 ideas list right now somewhere in the Excel that he would think about, which is especially from education perspective. Whether it's edtech sales or edtech admissions or edtech ads or edtech courses or placements. Correct? Am I right, Zanskar, in assuming?
No. Yeah, right. Like
Any
ideation,
person?
yeah. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, please.
So ideation is like for me also. What lot of the time what happen कि मुझे randomly कुछ idea आते हैं. What I do, I just make a bucket list कि चलो bucket list में ideas डालते हैं. Then we'll revisit it and we will validate कि चलो कर सकते हैं ये चीज. So that's how the idea.
Absolutely right. But ये जो बोला है इसने थोड़ा सा ट्रिपलाइज किया गाइस. ये उसे आ नहीं रहा आइडिया जस्ट. Your intuition, your brain is extremely powerful. It analyzes a lot of information consciously as well as subconsciously. So he might not notice consciously some insight, but subconsciously it will retain, it will get analyzed, and when he is like showering or when he is sleeping, it will come to him in his dream, because that is the time your subconscious brain is processing that extra information, and then suddenly you get a eureka moment, and then you think you know what's name hai, but technically, right, you already spotted that problem, you did not connect the dots. Like, but the best way to identify problems is put yourself into that ecosystem. Go out there, speak with vendors, be curious about it, be insanely curious. ऑटो में बैठ रहे ऑटो वाले से बात करो 10 बातें करो उसकी क्या चैलेंजेस है उसकी क्या प्रॉब्लम है ट्राई टू फिगर आउट एंड आस्क द क्वेश्चन why and you will then see problems business models everywhere now अगर आप लोगों ने हाइजन ओपनहाइमर देखी है तो that guy saw the world into lights and waves and equations, right? He can literally see equations. I literally have a friend who is a PhD in mathematical modeling. He can see equations. Like he can literally see mathematical equations, just like we can imagine. If I say apple, you will imagine apple. He can literally see a quotient equation, mathematical equation, and imagine what would it feel like. Right? That's insane amount of imagination.
Right.
This is how you will build that framework, that mindset of looking at a problem and figuring out a solution for it and figuring out business models. So for that, you will have to train yourself. For that, I would say, if I have to give you a simple exercise, write down 5 problems you see every day. Right? On which you can start a startup. I'm not asking you to start a startup on it. Just start listing down 5 ideas every day. By the end of 1 year, you will have approximately 1800 ideas over there. Right? Then look at those 1800 ideas, let's say 2000 ideas. Look at those 2000 ideas and then try to prioritize them. I'm sure you'll find 1 or 2 great ideas. Right? And that will enable you to develop a mind map, mindset, framework, how to figure out a problem and then solve for it.
Right. So great, look. So again, we have Prithviraj. Like again, he did +1 for that same question. We saw companies are taking pivot from their missions, and some of them are taking pivot from their visions too. As you are a founder of a startup, how you decide or make you or yourself, right? Your team realization to that time now. It's 1 second, yeah. And that now the time comes to take a pivot.
Yeah, so even we have taken multiple pivots at Lamplify. That's a part of any startup journey. But that's a really good question. Taking a pivot decision depends on multiple factors, internal and external. In terms of internal, you first see what is working well for you. What are your strengths? What are your dream strengths? What type of runway you have left? Runway is money in the bank. whatever funds you have left. Based on that, you try to make a gut call that hey, if we continue this direction with this specific product, we are not growing, we are not getting users, we are not getting revenues, we might get shut down. Internally, we follow a 6 month cycle at Limify. So let's say the first idea we had, we worked on it for 6 months to prove the traction to get the money. We're not able to, so we quickly pivoted. We took a decision, our decision. This is our timeline of 6 months. We'll take a call at the end of the 6 months that this does not happen. We'll think about why it didn't work and choose to shift it. Externally, you can. There are a lot of factors again from environment. Let's say we started just before COVID, so we were in a world full of trouble. Man, I tell you, like first COVID lockdown hit, and then customer behavior changed. Then since we are B2B product, everything changed. We had a lot role. We had a literal roller coaster journey in our entrepreneurship journey in the last 3 years, guys. So it depends on a lot of factors. But if I have to conclude in one line, you put a timeline, you put some matrices against it that by this time, if I am not achieving this, I will think of something else. And this line works beautifully for anything, be it UPSC, be it a job, be it a relationship, anything. That I will give UPSC prep 2 years, I'll try for 2 times. If I don't crack it, I'm going to move on. If you give this clarity to yourself, it saves you that emotional heartbreak at the end of the 2 year. Because you already decided कि मैं इसको 2 साल ही देने वाला हूँ. Then you will not get into that sunk cost fallacy of कि 1 साल और try कर लेते हैं, maybe third try हो जाएगा. Then you will think अभी 3 साल दे दे, एक और दे देते. Then you just dig yourself a deeper hole, right? So this is how you pivot, guys. You don't let yourself go too deep, right? You iterate, you experiment, and wherever you see traction coming, you double down on it. So right now, what we're doing, which is pathways for placements, that is working really well. All of you, and we are even going to work with CipherSchool, with Zanskar and Anurag for that. So that is extremely like important value add in the lives of the student, teachers, management, everyone. And we are a B2B SaaS company, a global B2B software as a service company, where we have collated thousands of companies' pathways. So let's say you guys have, you want to apply for Paytm data analyst role. So let's say they are going to ask 200 to 300 questions. So you get to practice that with an AI, just like you would practice it with Zanskar or your teacher, for example, in the same way, but with an AI, and it allows you to practice before you sit in front of that HR. And if you are applying for 10 jobs after in your internship season or with the placement season, it allows you to just make sure you personalize your practice and prepare for the individual role rather than generic practice करके जाना, एक generic tell me about yourself का आंसर रट लिया बच्चों ने और same answer हर जगह दे के आना. That will not give you jobs. And since all of you are aware about this, that market is extremely bad right now. Recruitment is down, competition is insane. That means any extra edge you can get, you should take it. And communication skills, being prepared for a role. And ultimately, it's all about that 30-minute interview, guys, right? If you can crack that first 30-minute interview, then only you get second. Right. Then third, then fourth round of interview, then you'll get a job offer. Ultimately, it's about cracking that 30-minute conversation. So be confident. How can you be confident? If you practice 10 times, 20 times before even you sit in that 30-minute interview, then only you will be confident that I can tackle anything. So this is what we are making pathways to jobs and placements, outcomes, right? And providing it as a software as a service to education organization, let's say CipherSchool, so that CipherSchool can give it to their students because they don't have Zanskar won't have time and just like honest, right? That he cannot interact with 100 students simultaneously. Physically not possible, but if since with an AI it's scalable, affordable, so they can.
Right. Got it. Okay. So, out of curiosity, it's like while building a startup, ठीक है? तो sometimes I was like how to build the team. Like if I'm building a startup, I need a team to grow it, or let's say expand it. It could be or run करने के लिए, how to build that team.
Yeah, taking a team. That is a really deep question again. Build Whenever you're building a team, initial days when you're a college student, you often try to go for a friend you know or someone you've known for some time. You don't go for their skills, but ultimately it's about skills, right? As it is about trust as well. You try to figure out a roadmap of what skills will you need in this journey. Let's say, for me, we are a software company, so we needed someone who will write software, right? We'll need someone who will define the product and make sales and raise funds. We'll need someone who will build the AI engine, right? So these three are unique complementary skill sets which any one person won't have. Really rare to find someone who can do business, product as well as code. Right. So that is why we went for three co-founders. So I handle product and business.
Okay.
My other second co-founder, he handles AI side. The third co-founder handles the web development and DevOps and app develop API development and deployment.
Right.
So that way we build a complementary skill set. That is how you find a great team, and hackathons are a really good way of finding co-founders, guys. You should always be also be philosophically connected with it in terms of finance. Ultimately things will bring you to finance, guys.
Right,
Right?
right.
Make sure you're aligned on that. मतलब make sure कि 2 साल तक सैलरी नहीं आएंगे तो दोनों अलाइंड है, या लो सैलरी तो उस पे भी दोनों को अलाइन होना बहुत जरूरी है. Philosophical fit is extremely important. So this is how you go and find a great team, participate in the hackathon, speak with your friends, work with people on a lot of projects, see किसके साथ आपको अच्छा वाइब आता है, मैच होता है, and most importantly you have complementary skill sets. जो आपके पास स्किल है उसके पास नहीं है. That is really important. Then only you build a great team with diverse skill set. नहीं तो आप अपने जैसे एक और बंदे ले आओगे, दो प्रोग्रामर मिलके एक स्टार्टअप चालू करेंगे तो फिर सेल्स कौन करेगा, प्रोडक्ट कौन करेगा, कौन करेगा, फंडिंग कौन करेगा.
Right. Got it. So again, Alok asked similar questions only, like also how to generate work from the team. Let's say I build my team. He mentioned and also how to
ये
generate.
सुनकर आपको बताना चाहिए, आप तो मुझसे टीम चलाते हो.
It's like I would like you to answer.
नहीं आप बताओ, I'll take a water break till then.
Yeah. So, it's Alok, right? Yeah. So it's like you mentioned how to generate work from the team. I would say कि जितने भी ये वाली चीज़ें होती है ना, कि हाउ टू गेट मैक्सिमम आउट ऑफ इट वाली चीज़ें जो होती है, ठीक है, तो आई वुड से कि जब आते हैं टीम्स को बनाने के बाद वाली चीज़ें, हाउ टू गेट अ वर्क, इट्स बेटर टू स्टार्ट वर्किंग विद द टीम कॉन्टिन्यूसली. फर्स्ट थिंग, ठीक है, अंडरस्टैंड द टीम जो आपने बिल्ड की है, राइट, हाउ मच दे आर एफिशिएंट, ठीक है, एंड उसके अकॉर्डिंग वर्क्स को एलिगेट करना. लेट्स से समवन इज गुड इनटू द ग्राफिक वाला पार्ट को लेके, ठीक है, सो आई कैन नॉट गिव हिम द एडिटिंग वाला पार्ट, ठीक है, सो उस चीज़ से रिलेटेड वर्क आप उसे दोगे एंड मोटिवेट हिम टू डू द वर्क, सो अल्टीमेटली you will generate the work out of it, ठीक है. So whatever team you have built it, ठीक है, so it's like कि continuously उसी चीज़ से related आप work दो, rather than dropping everything out of a single person would generate an issue. What about you, Loka? मतलब am I telling wrong, or you can correct me? So
No, you are going right direction. Absolutely right. Ultimately it's about making sure people are happy. So all of you guys, right, nobody, if you are happy in doing something you will give your 100 200% at it, but if you're not happy in doing something you will not even give 10 20% 30% maximum at it, right? So it is important to find what motivates a person, what skill sets they have and where they want to reach, and make sure to give them that work that will enable them to reach at that point, so that completing that work becomes part of their intrinsic motivation rather than an extrinsic motivation.
Right, right.
Because money as a motivation does not work. Like a lot of studies have shown that at the end of the day, intrinsic motivation is always higher than extrinsic motivation.
Extrinsic.
Maybe I'll retract my wordings. I should not have said money never works. I would say more intrinsic motivation is higher than extrinsic motivation. Money works, of course, but it is still lesser than intrinsic motivation. What that means is Lokap is extremely passionate about education, so I will still work without any salary or really less salary wherever someone gives me good work that will bring impact like I want to do for millions of students and help them. Right? So I choose to accept low money for high passion or higher reward side. And that is true with most of us. I would say maybe 95% of us. Because we are emotional, right? Humans are emotional and social creatures, right? We associate ourselves with a purpose, with a with some common vision and mission in life, something greater than ourselves. Money is important, no doubt about it, but at the end of the day, it is there to sustain us.
Sustain.
We are not there for money, money is there for us. But in terms of philosophical, we always try to associate with some purpose. That is why people are so religious, right? Because it allows people to associate with something greater than them and form a mission and a like societal bond around it.
Right, right. I just want to add a thing, look up here. The thing is, I recently got one example that is in my team. So we have a member, he is into video editing. Okay. So we have assigned few tasks to him. Okay. So now it's high time, like he was upfrontly asking, is there any other creative work? So then we assign the new creative work to make that curiosity happen again and again, so that he would love to do the work which he's doing, and he will pakka he will do the maximum out of it.
Yes, absolutely. Really great example, Ansgar. This is what happens, guys. So it is up to you as well, right? It is not just up to us managers. You have to be vocal about it, right? You have to tell कि Zanskar, I want to do this. This is what I want to learn. This is what I have reached. If you will give me work that fits in this journey, I will make sure I give 100% at it. Right?
Right, right.
If it doesn't, I'll still try to be a team player and try to complete it. But I would be more happy and better at it if you give me the work that I want. And if it's a good manager you're with, they will always assign you work that you actually want to do. So my working style is I ask for volunteers. ये काम आया किसको चाहिए? अभी जो खुद से आता है चल के, then their ownership is with them, right?
Right, right. Got it. So I guess we have one more question. Yes, if we are looking for creating a dent in the market, which eventually take a long time, and it takes some time very hard to take a pivot call. By the way, the decision to take the pivot because of an external cause like return and investor exit is problematic.
I do not understand the context, maybe from which you are writing this message, but I completely disagree with what you've written. Investors, exits, and returns will not lead to you deciding on the pivot. If an investor is forcing someone to do, a founder to do something the founder does not want to do, then that's a huge red flag on the investor side, right? Not from the founder side. Most of the time, I've run 3 startups, guys. I never had an investor who told me you should 110% take a pivot or do whatever I am telling you to do. Because if they tell me this, the next thing I'm going to say to them is please join Lagify full time and work with me. Right? Because it's easier to give gyan, but then to actually implement it. So all of our investors have been extremely patient and really motivation. Of course, feedback is necessary. If someone senior or experienced person is telling me something, I will give my 200% at it. But at the end of the day, the call is with me, my team, and the responsibility is with me as well. Right. So, uh, In fact, investors will motivate you to take pivots. They will never say don't pivot,
Okay.
because they can spot. These are also really experienced people, so they can spot this is not working. Look up, you should pivot. They will never say, look up, this is not working, but you should still not pivot. Keep at it, right? It depends on a lot of things, right? If sometimes it might happen, they might say, okay, give one year to this. Don't decide in 6 months. Give 1 year to it, then decide if you want to pivot or not. That is also fair advice, I would say, if it makes sense in terms of B2B sales cycle. That if your B2B sales cycle is 4 months, 5 months, that's I think you should give it 1 year rather than deciding just in 6 months that hey, I need to do it now.
Right, right,
I,
right.
I hope that answers your question, Baba.
Okay, okay. I hope Vaibhav, this cleared your point which you mentioned over here. So another one we have like भैया product को public में कैसे introduce करें, like how to launch the product public में.
राइट सो आई थिंक बहुत मैं तुम लोग को जेनरिक चीज बोल दे रहा हूँ वाई कॉम्बिनेटर का स्टार्टअप स्कूल है
Okay.
गो थ्रू दैट राइट तो ये जो भी आप लोग मुझे पूछ रहे हो ना ये वहां के वीडियोस देख के समझो क्या करते हैं कैसे लॉन्च करते हैं प्रोडक्ट क्या सोचते हैं लॉन्च करते वक्त टीम कैसे फाइंड करते हैं इन्वेस्टर कैसे फाइंड करते हैं पिवट कैसे लेते हैं प्रोडक्ट कैसे बनाते हैं एवरीथिंग ए टू जेड यू विल फाइंड ओवर देयर right you don't need me you don't need Zanskar for that so and if I have to answer in one or two line you keep launching your product right you don't associate कि लॉन्च किया तो मैंने कुछ फाड़ किया नहीं हमारा सेम प्रोडक्ट हम एटलीस्ट 20 से 30 बार लॉन्च कर चुके हैं सेम प्रोडक्ट उसमें हम थोड़ा सा फीचर ऐड कर देते हैं और उसको फिर से लॉन्च कर देते हैं बिकॉज लॉन्चिंग दिस इज लास्ट वीक ऑफ फरवरी में हम फिर से लॉन्च करने वाले हैं प्रोडक्ट एंड पे इट गिव्स यू मोर विजिबिलिटी इट गिव्स यू मोर leads at the end of the since we are a B2B company so we need leads and it gives you more eyeballs on your product right so you keep launching relaunching launch keep launching your product once a month twice a month or twice once in 2 months that would be my advice the more you relaunch and gain feedback and then iterate and then launch again the faster you'll move.
So yeah, we have one guest like Nandan. So hi Lokap, I am also a founder of Curious Ecosystem. Can I also share some of my experience? So yeah, like if possible, you can share, like, you can turn on your mic, Nandan. We can get another
Yes.
point of view as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, hi, Lutham. So, it's nice to hear what you gave, great knowledge to all of us. Yeah, so adding to Lokap's point, so I want to share some experience. So, see, keep it, if you have a dream of doing a startup, okay? So, every day just have a note of your ideas and thoughts, okay? So, as if we are all engineers, okay? We are all engineers. We are here to solve some problem, okay? So every problem there is a solution, okay? There should be one or the another way you will get a solution, okay? So first analyze the problem, okay? So what the actual problem is, okay? And definitely if you have the thought process of solving it, okay, write down. Okay, write down in your diary and just wherever you see the respectives and similarities to that particular problem, just have some milestones. Okay, later on, once you got some knowledge which is required for that implementation. Okay, so connect the dots and build on prototype. Okay, so once you build a prototype, go and pitch into the market. Okay, and before going to pitch in the market, just as a part of journey, okay, keep your vision clear, okay, and the vision and intention should be clear, and the end result keep it good as a serving purpose, as a vision purpose, okay. So that will definitely help you to achieve what you want to. Okay, and if you want to ask me in terms of Bhagavad Gita, so I also found we are running some startups and some building some awesome products. Okay, if you ask me in terms of spiritual, okay, in what I learned from there means if you are like if your goal is clear and the end result is absolute serving purpose, you can take up any kind of actions.
Right.
Okay, so that will definitely help you to pitch in what you want to achieve.
So
Okay,
local
and
you
how
have,
come?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely. And thank you so much for saying that. भाई कर्म किए जा फल की चिंता ना कर.
Right.
Yes,
Really
that's it.
important to remain true to your art and your craft and your skill.
Yes.
And don't focus on the flowery aspect of
Yes.
gain or something. So definitely, and the time to work hard is now, guys. Right. Later on, you can chill and relax and
Right.
do activities. Right now is the time for you to work hard. I'll just conclude by saying this one last thing. We are hiring at Langofy as well. So if any of your students, fellow students, friends, anyone who's interested in working with us, please
You can.
apply via our website. Thank you.
Okay, Loka. Thanks a lot, Loka, for the valuable session. And I mean, the insights are really great. Okay, and we are looking forward for more such kind of a session so that we can give a big impact to the young entrepreneurs or the students who are looking their journey in the startup wala cheese. Okay, so thanks a lot, Loka, to joining this session. And yeah, guys, do you have any other questions? If you have, or we are done with the session, we can wind up. So, do we have any other question? I guess no. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Local. Thanks a lot for joining. And yeah. Okay. Everyone's telling no, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm also telling Local. Thank you for be the part of this session. And yeah, guys. So you guys can actually you're muted, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the questions. Do let me know if you have any other questions on LinkedIn. I am really active there.
Right.
And of course, would love to work with any of you. If you're thinking of starting up, best place to learn is with another founder. Work with another startup and learn from there and maybe launch in future. And in that sense, I will become your angel investor as well.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Local. And I will be sharing if you don't mind, I will share your LinkedIn profile in our community so that
Yes, please share my LinkedIn profile, not a problem.
okay. Thank you, Local. Thanks for joining. And yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Local. So, guys, thank you for joining the session. So today's session is all about जो startup वाली चीजें थी, ecosystem, how to build and all those stuff. Okay. So again, tomorrow we have another session that is a workshop in our Cypher Week category, and I guess tomorrow is 14, right? So just a second, let me check. Yeah, so tomorrow is 14. So tomorrow we have another workshop that is based on CRUD operations. Okay, so we are inviting a guest. He is a product head at CipherSchools, and he will be guiding you for how to do the CRUD operations and all. Okay, it could be the basic, it could be a sign up, or it could be a login. Okay, and there also you can clear your doubts. We also have one-to-one sessions where you can ask the doubts in the chat, and he is going to solve your all the doubts. Okay, thank you for joining, guys. You can leave the meeting now. So yeah, yes, thank you Rohit for joining. Thank you Abdul. Thank you Reef, and then thank you Hers, Alok. Thank you once again. You can leave the meeting, and thank you everyone. Have a good day. Bye. So yeah, you can leave now. I'm just ending the meeting. Okay. Bye Yash. Bye Chase Agrawal. Bye Rohit. Bye Harsh. Bye Ankush. Bye Pankaj. Bye everyone.